And we're back. Take two, guys. Welcome back to AFTV. I'm here with Turkish. For any of you who's just joining in now or watching this video later, because obviously this is a live we're doing, we did go live earlier, had a few technical issues, so thank you so much for being patient. We're now back to, as you can see from the title of the video, discuss the best 11 of the Emirates era. Now, a little bit of sort of context as to why we're doing this. On the back of the Aubameyang video we did, where basically me and you said that he was probably in the top 3, maybe top 5, whatever it is, players of the Emirates era.
Yeah.
Cecil gave us a great idea, which is to actually discuss it and break it down. So we're going to do that. Just quickly, how you doing, mate? You good?
Well, he said it's a great idea and he's not here doing it. So.
Yes, that's what. Where are you, man? He did it and then he just passed it on.
Yeah, it is what it is. We'll get through it.
We can't say it because you know he'll actually be thinking like, bro, I'll be there.
Yeah, stressed.
So let's go into it. The way it's going to work, guys, polls are going to pop up in the comment section. We want to get your just live comments as well. We're going to discuss the options. Anyone you think we might have missed, put it in as well. And then at the end, we will sort of unveil the whole 11. Yeah. That's how it's going to work. So let's get that first poll in there and discuss goalkeepers. And we started a little bit of discussion on this. You went for Szczesny. I went for Leno. Give me again why Szczesny is your goalkeeper of the Emirates era so far.
Well, you straight away said there isn't much difference between him and Leno in terms of their quality, I guess, and what they brought to Arsenal Football Club. I agree with that. There is not much difference there, but Szczesny being an Arsenal lad and what playing for Arsenal meant to him, and what it meant to me as a fan, or us as fans, you can see now with Emile Smith-Rowe and Saka and other players over the years. Szczesny was another youngster that we all had high hopes for. It had been a little while since we had a decent keeper. Well, I say decent, a good keeper, a great keeper, because we had years of Almunia in goal, just doing madness. So when Szczesny was coming through, you wanted him to succeed. You know, North London derbies. There was something about him. You know, he knew what it meant to not only play for Arsenal but support Arsenal too. And it ended on a sour note. I think everything was sour around that time, from the fan base to Arsene Wenger to the players and everything. To be caught smoking a cigarette in the changing room, times must be tough. There must be something going on behind the scenes that have led you down that road. So it ended on a sour note. But overall, out of the keepers mentioned, who is it? Almunia, Cech, Leno, and Szczesny.
Some people are saying Emi Martinez. I mean,
10 games in 15 years?
That's the thing.
of Emirates era, man. I'm gonna give it to him. Nah, man, I'm good. I'm good. Szczesny for me.
People are saying Petr Cech.
Nah, again, what? Nah. Cech was on the down already when he came and joined Arsenal, and
I completely agree.
And I thought, I thought it was a good signing at the time. I thought, you know what, we're getting a decent keeper in. Obviously, what happened with Szczesny happened, and who was it, Ospina around that time too. But it just didn't work out with Cech. Yes, he brought some sort of leadership and some of the things he's said about Arsenal Football Club, I can still quote now and use as examples to why the Kroenkes are so poor. But yeah, for me, Cech was the best keeper of the lot, obviously, and he's a Premier League great. But for Arsenal Football Club, Szczesny.
Okay, perfect. Right, let's go into right backs. Just very quickly, the
Szczesny's 44%.
Oh, Szczesny's leading with 44%. The poll is in there. Don't know if you can see it yourself there. You got it. Cool, perfect. We'll check on those results. So what are people saying at the moment? Szczesny 44.
Szczesny 44%, Leno's 32%, Cech 20%, and Almunia 4%.
Amazing. Poor Almunia. Right, let's talk about right backs. We'll get another poll in there, so you're going to come in thick and fast, guys, so keep up with us. Right backs to discuss. Listen, I've only got 2 names that for me are worth discussing. Bakary Sagna and Hector Bellerin.
You say worth discussing, but it's a 2-horse race, and one of the horses doesn't have legs. So you know who's winning that one. Sagna.
Yeah, I think it's got to be Sagna. A word on Bellerin is, for me, that, do you remember, I think January 2019, he got injured against Chelsea. He got an assist earlier that game for Lacazette.
Yeah.
He got an injury. I remember him playing really well in that game, and I think he'd had a little bit of like a medium-term injury just before. Comes back, picks up this long knee injury. I mean, ACL, I think. Yeah, well, and I've just seen so many players get ACL injuries, and they come back and they don't look the same. They don't look as mobile. They don't look as comfortable. I think there was a point where Bellerin, for his sheer speed, pace, and he was very kind of modern fullback, I thought I thought the future looked so bright for him. Obviously displaced Mathieu Debuchy, we'd signed for what, 10, 15 million the summer before.
Yeah.
He had an injury. In comes Bellerin. Did well. Actually, I'll say I think he did really well, but he just never really kicked on from the age of 21. Do you remember the assist the Ozil assist against Bayern Munich? There was something there, but for me, once he lost that special pace.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, that one game that he did have against Bayern Munich kind of epitomised his early years in terms of what he could bring, pace, running in behind. He had attacking qualities, but over the years, through injuries, through a poor mentality, in my opinion, and also Arsenal's dressing room becoming one of little ambition or winning mentality, he became more a fashionista than a good right back. And he's still on the books right now. We might see him back here come the summer. Hopefully it has come to an end, but there's so many players that we can describe in that manner where it's early on in his career, like he had that 1 or 2 games. Even Jack Wilshere, for example. We're going to move on to midfielders, but we all talk about that one game against Barca, and that's the Emirates era for you. There's been moments, there's been things that we've hoped would become something, but it hasn't. Bellerin, young player coming through, not the academy, but coming through, from a young age. You want him to be successful, but in my opinion, he also, became a bit arrogant with it too. So not only did he decline in quality, he became arrogant and fell out with a lot of fans, and that on top of everything else. Look, Sanya didn't exactly leave on the best of notes. Sanya went.
Well, actually, and I felt Sanya left on a little bit of a decline. If I'm honest, for his last year or two. I think I'm in the minority when I say this. I didn't think he was playing at the level we'd seen in his kind of first 3-4 years at the Emirates.
Probably not. Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe always defensively very dependable. I thought Sanya.
He wins it easy for me.
Yeah.
Is it easy for you? Yeah.
Sanya, yeah, for me. Yeah, let us know in the poll. What is the poll saying?
87% Sanya.
Well, there you go. We've got a comment here from MD. Says, "How is the show related now?" MD, we, as I said at the beginning of the show, with kind of Aubameyang leaving, and a lot of the discussion was where he ranks in the Emirates era of players. We thought a bit of fun to just discuss. It's a Monday night. Arsenal don't play till Thursday. Haven't played for a while.
Yeah.
There's only so much we can moan about a transfer window. So I thought we'd have a bit of fun with you guys. Hope you enjoy it. Let's talk about centre-backs, because we're going to pick 2 centre-backs. We'll probably go for the most voted for here. I imagine that most people maybe go for 1 and we'll fill in the rest. Now, the 4 options I've got, and a reminder to everyone when we're doing this, the players have to have played for the club for over 2 years or more. Forgot if I said that at the start of this video. But for 2 years or more, they must have played for the club during the Emirates era. Koscielny, Mertesacker, Toure, Gallas.
Koscielny, Mertesacker. Listen, like I said to you, with Toure, it's similar to Henry. I don't see them as Emirates era players, but due to the rules in place, 2 years, he was here for 2 years of the Emirates era. So Toure is number 1, without a shadow of a doubt. Toure is number 1. It's number 2, Koscielny, Mertesacker, or who?
I went for William Gallas.
William Gallas.
But now I've said that, did William Gallas play 2 years at the Emirates?
He did. I think he came to us in...
Yeah, no, he did.
Yeah,
he definitely did. He definitely did.
Yeah.
Pato's asking Vermaelen. I just think Vermaelen was too injured. I think if you're talking pure talent, then Vermaelen maybe...
Even though Vermaelen was better than Koscielny for me, but the injuries did stop that consistency, development, and also or whatnot.
I loved Koscielny. He goes down as one of my favourite players of the Emirates era, and I know that obviously when we're talking about the amount of choice, it's it's bare at times. I loved Koscielny. I felt Koscielny, there were times where, when I was hearing Romelu Lukaku, say that he's the hardest defender he's ever played against. Okay, fair enough. This was a good 5 years back or whatever. That didn't surprise me, because I'd seen the way Koscielny dealt with him. He was strong. He won his headers. He was actually good on the ball. I kind of think a Koscielny would be more appreciated today, with a high line where his pace is important, his anticipation, ability to get in front of players. I really like Koscielny.
Can you do me a favour, Brennan? Yeah, put the poll back up without Toure, please. Just put the poll back up with that Toure, because we've agreed on Toure, and a lot of the votes are going to Toure. Koscielny's in the lead at the moment, but I just wanna see what the votes look like.
Okay, cool.
For me, next to Toure, I think there's a super chat here as well. We're gonna just save that, so I'll just get into that. If I'm looking at a partner for Toure, I'm looking at Mertesacker, trying to make it make sense. Because Mertesacker, out of 4, he's the one that reads the game the best, or read the game the best. He's the one that, Gallas probably had the most quality, but you know how that one ended, and some moments that he had. Koscielny's the same. When we lost to Birmingham in that League Cup final, and he was at fault for the goal, and then Barry Ferguson rubs his head as he's on his knees, having lost the cup final, and a cup that was big to us at that moment, because we hadn't won anything in a few years. Barry Ferguson. From that moment, I knew, and I agree with you, Koscielny had quality, but he was never going to be that leader, that one for us, because moments like that.
But then I'll flip it and I'll say, goal against Newcastle when we needed to get into the Champions League, goal at West Brom when we needed to get in the Champions League, goal against Bayern Munich away from home, we lost but gave us a sniff, goal in the FA Cup final against Hull to make it 2-2 and take it to extra time. He stepped up with some big moments.
I agree with that.
Okay. Guys, we're just having a couple more technical issues. We'll be back in 2 seconds and we'll carry on with left backs. And we're back. So I think we agree that is it Toure and Koscielny based off? I know you'd rather Mertesacker. Votes I think are saying Koscielny.
Yeah, the chat has voted Koscielny. You voted Koscielny, so I guess Koscielny goes. And listen, it is what it is. I think Mertesacker.
We're having a bit of fun here. We're not going to lose sleep over whether Koscielny or Mertesacker goes down as well.
I really don't care.
Fair enough. Let's go with Shreth. Says Emirates is a false promises era. Gazidis said Arsenal will compete with Bayern. Not only did Bayern show their top at recruitment, but also transfers club business and trophies. Only loved Van Persie and Alexis. We're going to get into those players as well as we get further into this. Let's talk about left backs. I thought this was a weirdly competitive area. I mean, Gael Clichy, Kieran Gibbs, Nacho Monreal, Kieran Tierney. Let's make a case for each. Which two do you want to take?
You better throw Gibbs out the window right now before making a case for him. Because he's just there by default to make it 4.
That's true. But although we did sack off all the other right backs and just went with Sanyo and Bellerin.
True, we should,
But you know what I will say about Gibbs? I put him a little bit in the Bellerin section where there was a moment where I thought he is super talented and he never kicked on. The thing is, I don't have an injury. He was always a little injury prone, wasn't he?
Yeah.
But he never had that big injury that could be like, that was when.
I didn't have as much hope as I did with Bellerin, with Gibbs, but I thought he was a decent backup at best.
Yeah.
At best.
We're just, apologies, having a few audio issues.
Let us know in the chat as we go.
Yeah. No, still having some audio issues. All right.
The chat seems blessed.
Yes, chat seems blessed. Let's try push on a little bit. Okay, go on, make your case for your number 1.
This is a tough one, man. So we got Clichy, Monreal, and who? Gibbs is out the window. And Tierney. All right. See, Tierney's very fresh and it just feels right to go with him. And I'm someone that has called for him to be captain and whatnot. But at the same time, his career hasn't come and gone at Arsenal. I'm gonna pick.
Clichy was a talent, wasn't he?
He was, but I think Monreal. If you look at, didn't we win 3 FA Cups, if not 4?
Bro, he played at centre back in a back 3 with Mertesacker and Rob Holding against Diego Costa, Hazard, and Pedro.
Yeah, and he was there for 14, 15, and 17.
He played in the. So he didn't start in the Hull Cup final, but he was there. He started in the Villa Cup final. He started in the Chelsea Cup final. Yeah.
They've been there for a few, but Clichy also, obviously, Clichy was a good talent. Clichy was a quality player.
Jeremiah says, loved Clichy, but he couldn't cross a ball. Love to know what the poll's saying.
Yeah, that's the thing. Tierney and Monreal definitely have the attacking edge over Clichy in terms of end product.
That is tight.
It is tight.
That is 29% Clichy, 34% Monreal, and 35% Tierney. Now it's dropped to 34% Tierney and Monreal. This is tight. This is really tight.
I have to say Monreal because he was efficient for us, and he was one defender I was giving credit to during a time where our defence was absolutely laughable. It was a joke. So I think I'm gonna edge Monreal. It's out of Monreal and Clichy for me. Like I said, Tierney, fresh, and that's my captain to be for Arsenal Football Club. But
well, Monreal's got a bigger place in Arsenal's history at the moment. Although, was Clichy part of the Invincible squad?
He was part of the squad, yeah. I think he might have played around 10 games that season coming off the bench.
Oh, well then, I mean...
And he follows me and we actually talk, so big up Gail Clichy as well.
Fair enough. Well,
no hard feelings, like it's a natural one.
Do you know what? More. We'll very much leave this to you. We'll leave the poll up a little bit longer, so get in your votes for left back. We're going to move on, but I've just got a super chat from Mark Arthur. Says, does this mean that AFTV Daily is back on a daily basis? Mark, we will be doing more lives. That's one thing we want to do, is interact a lot more with you. We've got a load of kind of concepts in the works when in terms of call-ins and all sorts of stuff we're planning, so look out for all of that because we want to be hearing from you. Live shows is the best way for us to interact with you. Just easily get your thoughts, and that's what we'll be doing. We'll be bringing more to it, so it won't necessarily be a daily feature, but as much as possible we'll be chatting with you guys. So thank you for your super chat and for your support on the channel. Let's see where we are with left backs.
I think Monreal's won it 36%, Tierney 34%, and Clichy 28%.
So let's just quickly recap on the 11 now. So I'm writing it down here. So Szczesny, Sanya, Toure and Koscielny, and Monreal.
Yeah, that's what it's
okay. That is the current goalkeeper and back four. This is fun.
It wasn't fun watching all these teams together at one point, but
what better way to spend a Monday night, eh?
To discuss the atmosphere.
Okay, now let's go to central midfielders. Let's agree on like a 4-2-3-1 formation or 4-4-1-1, something like that. We're going for our central midfielders now. The players in the middle of the park. And Arsenal have been blessed with not only this category, but the next one, playmakers as well. So we're going to have to be a little bit creative here, guys, because obviously there's going to be a couple from each. Let's go into our midfielders. Song, Fabregas, Ramsey and Wilshere.
Song, Fabregas, Ramsey and Wilshere.
Now, have we missed anyone? Gilberto didn't play more than 1 year at the Emirates. Sorry, but I think I only played the 1 year at the Emirates. Unless I'm wrong. But I don't think he did. I think he played the one. You're going to think I'm crazy for this wild card, but Flamini for that first, 07-08, he was great that season.
At one point, and then we used him at left back and he done well.
Got to the Champions League final. I mean, that was an Emirates era, but 07-08, Flamini was really good. The problem is he came back. And he
came back.
he was okay. He wasn't great.
I don't know. It's hard. Listen, it's hard because I'm trying to make it make sense, but at the same time, I'm looking at these four names, James, and there's two for me that stand out. But if if you're trying to make it make sense in terms of it working together well and having,
which are the two that stand out?
Fabregas, Cazorla. I'm picking Fabregas.
Well, everyone's saying Cazorla, but we put him in with the number 10s.
Yeah, we have.
And I feel like we have to pick a holding midfielder. So, okay, I think Wilshere was as talented as any, but injuries played a massive part, and he played during a particularly dark era for Arsenal where we weren't winning so many trophies, and then he had injuries when we did start winning FA Cups. Ramsey, you could talk about the 2 FA Cup winning goals. I mean, that's a big play. Fabregas will forever be a better, more talented player than Aaron Ramsey in my eyes. But then Ramsey had those moments. He did.
I mean, 2 FA Cup winning goals. 2 FA Cup winning goals.
Hull and Chelsea.
I mean, we've won 14 FA Cups. He's won 2 of them, not on his own back, but he scored the winner in 2 of them. So it's a great achievement during a poor time, or one of the worst times in the club's history. But again, looking at the list, I guess with Cazorla being more in the creative attack mids that we're going to get into, Ramsey would be the next one that stands out, but Fabregas Ramsey doesn't just sit well with me. Fabregas Song sits better, but Song to me didn't ever really set anything alight. Yeah, he assisted Van Persie a few times for a few wonderful volleys, but aside from that, he wasn't.
I thought Alex Song, in his last 2 years at Arsenal, so I think we're talking 10-11 and 11-12, I honestly thought he was quality. And I know you were just on the back of Gilberto, Vieira, Petit before that, and I totally acknowledge that. But at a young age, and I was watching, I just thought Song was quality.
But you need Ramsey in there though, because it's Ramsey and the Emirates era.
You think? Yeah.
I mean, who sits better with the fan, with us? Forget everyone else for a second. Who sits better with us in this era, Ramsey or Song? I'd have to say Ramsey, so I guess I can't look at Ramsey Fabregas and base it off that. So it's going to be Ramsey and Fabregas off that list.
Okay, all right.
I'm looking at the
Let's go. What are they saying?
Fabregas 80%, Ramsey 13, Song 4, and Wilshere 3.
Yeah. I feel like I'd love it, but this has been our problem. This is why we were so happy when we signed Thomas Partey, weren't we?
Yeah.
That is exactly why we were so happy, because we were like, finally. All right, okay. Well, let's then answer that. We're going to move that poll on. We're going to talk playmakers, and then see if we can make like a midfield 3 out of those central midfielders and these playmakers. We've also got Cazorla, Rosicky, Fabregas, Ozil.
We've already got Fabregas in it, so
let's put Fabregas. Fabregas can be our Jorginho at the base.
Well, yeah.
You got Ramsey in there.
I've said the name already. And
Cazorla.
He's on this list, easy.
No, I agree. Cazorla's on this list.
Easy, and I'd probably have him a bit deeper.
Yeah, go on. We're going to remove Fabregas from the poll for this one. We'll do Cazorla, Rosicky, Ozil.
People are saying Nasri in the comments too, and I know Nasri is like an attacking mid, but he was utilised on the wing an awful lot for Wenger. So
we put him down as a winger.
Yeah, we've got him on that list. But Cazorla for me, there's one to pick here. And when you look at it, Fabregas, Ramsey and Cazorla, in terms of the midfielders that have had an impact in the Emirates era, whether that's through goals in finals or whether that's through coming up from young, or whether that's through just outstanding performances, a two-footed, beautiful player in the middle of the park, which Cazorla was, they've all had some sort of an impact. And outside of those three, Diaby never, was fit enough, consistent enough, and he might have been up there, but he wasn't for me. And people like Song and Flamini and whoever else we've had in the middle, Denilson, Xhaka, oh my God, lucky he's not on the list. They don't come close. Cazorla, Ramsey, Fabregas, that would be the 3.
Cazorla, Ramsey, Fabregas. I'm really tempted to wiggle Ozil in over Ramsey.
I know what you mean. Because obviously Ozil, this is mad. Ozil, in terms of the player he was and his reputation in world football, you put him comfortably above Ramsey. But in terms of Arsenal Football Club, it's very difficult, because that 19 assist season he was on the verge of greatness there, and I think the team let him down. Wenger let him down, the team let him down, Sanchez, Giroud in particular. Yeah. And if we had won the league that year, if he had got a couple more assists or even one more assist, and is it fair for me to... I guess what can I say?
X-Dube says Ozil over Ramsey easily. Temalori is questioning Ramsey over Ozil. Damien says Fabregas, Cazorla, Song. Okay, I'll be honest. I think my team, and I'm skipping ahead a little bit here.
Yeah.
I would have Song at the base. I would have Fabregas and Cazorla either side, and then I'd have like Ozil on the right, like he played for Germany. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Song, Fabregas, Cazorla, and then Ozil, striker, winger. That is probably how I'd do it. But let us know in the comment section, guys.
Listen, with Ozil and Ramsey, it's a tough one. Ozil sounds like the right answer. Don't get me wrong. I understand it. It sounds like, hold on, are you saying Ramsey is not and never has been better than Mesut Ozil? But Ramsey has had better moments with Arsenal Football Club
that is very true.
Mesut Ozil. And at the end of the day, those moments, those trophies, you look back on in 10 years, 20 years, wherever you are, you look back on them, you remember those moments. Whereas with Ozil, 19 assists on the verge of greatness, but we look at that season, and that season we don't really look at fondly because it was another season of we could have done something, we didn't.
Yeah.
And that works against Ozil, not his fault. But Ramsey's got the moments that just edge it for me.
He does have those moments. Coquelin?
Oh my God.
Arteta,
yeah, that's another one, isn't it? Flipping now. He was the captain as well.
You know who we didn't mention, and actually this is so sad because it's purely because of injuries, but Abu Diaby.
Yeah, well, that's what I said. He would have been up there with the.
Sorry if you said I was getting lost in comments. If Diaby had been kept fit, he would have been where Song is.
Oh, 100%. Diaby as a talent, he was on another level to Song. He was on another level to.
I know he was more box to box, but I just put him at that base and just let him just tear.
Injuries, he just didn't work out. So
I loved it.
It's a shame.
GXE Graphics says Hleb. I mean, a word on Hleb and Rosicky. Hleb was only there for I think a year of maybe 2. Actually, maybe Hleb was 2 to be fair, of the Emirates era. Yes, he was. Do you know, I loved Hleb. I loved Rosicky. Probably my 2 favourite style of footballer.
Yeah.
That guile, like weave in and out of and skillful
beautiful.
Drive, 1-2s, and just lovely. But not ahead of the ones we've just mentioned there.
Yeah, no.
But Hleb was unbelievable.
He
was pretty unbelievable.
He was. There were things he did that you're in awe, but then sometimes you'd want him to shoot and he'd drag it back one more time. And
some of these players, man, deserved more. Like, I know why we do this stream and we kind of laugh like, oh, who are we going to mention? But some of them are like, I really wished more. Cazorla deserved it at 15-16, man. Cazorla and Ozil deserved the league. Cazorla got injured. Giroud can hit the back of the net after January. Giroud in January. And then we didn't sign it. And you're just like... Yeah. All right, let's move on because we could really get
the poll for this one. Cazorla's won at 57%. Ozil's got 38%. Obviously, Ramsey and Fabregas won the other poll, so that makes it 3.
So let's add our midfielders then. What did we agree? We said Fabregas, Ramsey, Cazorla.
Doesn't sound right because you know what would happen on the pitch with those 3. He would get run over by a Man City or a Liverpool. But in terms of just making the best 11, I guess, and that's the 3.
All right, that's that. They're locked in. Let's talk about the front 3 now, where I'm going to chuck Ozil back in this discussion just in case we do feel there's got to be a place for him. Let's talk about, I mean, and even Hleb and Rosicky and all them, to be honest, apart because they played on the wing at times. But we've got Alexis Sanchez, Theo Walcott, Samir Nasri, and Bukayo Saka, who has played over 2 years.
What's this? Both wings or?
Just wingers, we'll chat as wingers and we'll pick either, we'll just fill out the wingers with either some of the playmakers we've discussed or the wingers there. But I'd love to hear what people are saying. I mean, there's an obvious one, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. It's just the way he left that causes a controversy. But if we're talking quality, then there's no debate about it. Sanchez has to get in. I thought Arshavin was on this list for us, but it's only 4 we can pick.
He was, and then I swapped it out for Nasri. Oops.
Well, Nasri, I guess he deserves a mention too. Maybe Saka's a bit premature on that one, but I get it. But Sanchez stands out from the crowd here. Easily Sanchez. If you're going to pick one on the left, it's going to be him. Leader, determined, ambitious, winning mentality, goals, assists, productivity. He's like the final form of Martinelli.
LFC Fode says, where is Nasri, bro? Don't forget the GOAT. I mean, well, not for us, because he left us. I mean, I've got to say, I had a real issue with the way he left the club, but I can't deny one of my favourite players to watch. Again, I talk about Hleb and Rosicky, that guile, that ability to just... Do you remember his goal against Porto?
Yeah,
from
the right.
Weaving in and out. And
he done a couple of times effortless. In front of goal, 6-yard box. He'd go for the shot, drag it back. Some defender's gone flying. Then he'd do it again. Another one's gone flying. And
Fulham. I remember. Do you remember the swivel finish on the goal line? Yeah. He was awesome.
Yeah, class. But then the way he left, scumbag.
Arsenal FC is a great name. Says Diaby, Cesc and Santi with Nasri, Van Persie and Riziki. Got to have Sanchez in that. Sibster says Ozil, Sanchez and Van Persie. I think that is probably my front three. I think my vote is that Ozil is shifted out to the right there, and it's Alexis Sanchez as well. Who's your right and left winger then? Alexis and... Theo scored a lot of goals.
Theo scored a lot of goals, I'm telling you.
He scored a lot of goals. And listen, I found him, even in his heyday, I found him so frustrating.
Yeah.
But he did score a lot.
A lot.
In patches, though. Sometimes he then just not score.
So who's left? Who we got left here? So Sanchez is on the left, and then we got Walcott, Saka and Nasri left for the right, or Ozil, you're saying.
Or you could chuck in Ozil, or you could chuck in Riziki, or Hleb, or Arshavin, or Javinho. Bob Cricket says Pepe. This is another one. People are saying Aubameyang. You play Aubameyang wide.
What, left?
DJ Dre says Joel Campbell. You could put Aubameyang left, Sanchez right, and then whoever we're left with up top.
I think when you've got... Again, I'm trying to make it make sense. And again, the right answer sounds like Ozil. That's why I laughed, because are we really going to say Ozil, Walcott? On paper, you're not picking Walcott over Ozil. But when you got Fabregas and you got Cazorla in the middle, is Ozil the right man in the front three? Someone else that isn't necessarily going to be very aggressive and direct when you've got artists on the ball in the middle. He's another artist. Do I want another artist on the right, or do I want someone that's going to be a goal scoring machine or a product? Walcott, a lot of goals. Saka's a shout. Ozil, I'm not putting Ozil there.
Yeah,
I'll pick Walcott.
You're going for Walcott? That really surprises me.
That surprises me as well.
Wow.
This is why I said you're asking me to pick the best 11 from the worst era. In terms of goals from the wing, off the top of my head, wouldn't Walcott be number one?
Okay, let's put out another poll then for that right wing spot. Aubameyang, so Walcott, Aubameyang.
For the right wing, you can't put Oba on right wing, because if we're doing Oba, it's Oba or Sanchez. It's going to be
fine. So we'll do. Okay, let's just say for another winger, let's do Aubameyang, Walcott. Who do we have? Aubameyang, Walcott, Nasri, and Ozil.
Aubameyang, Walcott.
Have we got that?
Ozil. Aubameyang, Walcott, Nasri, and Ozil. For the right hand side.
We'll do for whoever comes out on top, and then Sanchez will play on the side. So Aubameyang, Nasri, Walcott, and who did we say? Ozil. There we go.
Because again, I like to make it make sense. If you've got Sanchez on the left, Sanchez is a guy that cuts in 9.5 times out of 10.
He did okay on the right though at times.
But I'm saying, but he's better on the left. Right?
Yes, absolutely.
And then if you've got Ozil on the right, another man that's going to cut in every single time.
And
then you've got Fabregas, Cazorla, and Ramsey, three man that like running into the box. It's already looking mad. Whereas if you have Walcott out there, Walcott is the one that he ain't cutting in. He's going down that side into the box. So I'm just trying to make it make sense. Like I said, it sounds like Ozil's the right answer with Ramsey. Quality-wise, different level of player. But Walcott has, he's been more productive for Arsenal Football Club than Ozil has.
Well, let's see what people say in this poll. We've got it there. Aubameyang, Walcott, Nasri, Ozil. Let's see what people say. Everyone's saying, James, you really want to fit Ozil in. I just can't. I just think a player of his talent and he's one of the very few players I can say that at one point was the best in the world at what he did.
Who?
And was at Arsenal. Ozil.
Oh, yeah.
He was the best number 10 in the world when we signed him.
Yeah.
And I think he still was for quite a few years after. Then De Bruyne came and whatever. And we had him, and he was a World Cup winner when at Arsenal. I think people we didn't win a trophy. He comes, we win 3 of them.
Yeah.
I just can't shake it. But we'll see what people say.
Yeah,
let's talk about the striking situation. Van Persie, Aubameyang, Adebayor and Giroud. Yeah, let's see what everyone's saying about the second wing. So Aubameyang, as we'll see, I know what people want to do. They want to get Aubameyang on the left where he's played. Just chuck Sanchez on the right for the sake of it. I think that's what they're trying to do.
That's what they're trying to do, yeah.
All right.
I guess.
Yeah.
Shall we allow it?
So the chat's going for Sanchez and Oba. You're going for Sanchez and Ozil, and I've gone for Sanchez and Walker.
Yeah.
It is what it is, isn't it? It's a three-way tie. Let us know in the comments below what you guys think.
Okay. All right. We're going with so we got Oba and Sanchez as the wingers. Up front, we're going to round off now, guys. Van Persie. We did have Aubameyang there as well. Adebayor, Giroud. I'll be inclined if Aubameyang wins this, we'll go with second place for the other one.
Aubameyang ain't winning this.
No, I agree. Who's winning it for
Van
you?
Persie wins this.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Giroud.
Pick up Giroud though. He was underrated at Arsenal. You know, I got on his back, and I think we turned out to be wrong about who we should have had as backup. Yeah, even if you put Oba there, he ain't gonna win it. Van Persie is clean, a different level striker. Yeah, exclude him, include him, doesn't matter. Van Persie. Let's see what the chat says when it goes up anyway. Van Persie, Adebayor, or Giroud. Come on.
Robin Van Persie was unbelievable. I loved him. And again, do you know what? Unlike DRB and Wilshere and a load of other players, where injuries affected them and you knew the talent was there, whether he actually did get over it and then still had like 3 years at the top, 2 with Arsenal, 1 with Man United, and for those 3 years he was the best striker in the league, and for those 3 years Aguero, but he was so good.
Probably for 1-2 of those years he was the best striker in the world.
Maybe. Who else was out there, guys? Let us know.
And don't say Messi, Ronaldo. I get it, Messi, Ronaldo, another level. But what I'm saying is, as a striker, I think Van Persie was at that time, and Ferguson knew it as well. Hence why he bought him and won the league and bounced. He ain't seen him since.
There's something when we talk about formations and systems and signings, there's something so beautifully simple. I say beautifully because I hated every minute of it, but the way Ferguson went, Van Persie, we just lost the title to our rivals. All right, buy him, we've won it. You know, and that's how good Van Persie was.
That's how good Ferguson was.
Yeah, they just kept it simple.
Yeah, simple, got it done. Authority, aura. Van Persie snaked us, but like I keep on saying, recently as well, probably a good way to end it is if you go back and look at the letter Van Persie wrote to us fans the year he left us for United. He was right, and he still is right, and that's the problem we have at the football club. Yeah, absolutely. So is the poll done, is it? Let's see. Van Persie 92%, Adebayor 2%, and Giroud 6%. I actually would have put Adebayor above Giroud if I'm honest with you, but yeah, I don't really care either way.
Again, I think some of those decisive moments you were playing in a couple cup finals, getting goals.
Yeah, that's fair.
There's a lot of players at Arsenal that were sublime, but were never there kind of when it really mattered, and we didn't beat Birmingham. Like moments like that. Well, I'm just locking this in, guys, and you're gonna see it come up, the whole 11 on the screen in a second. And I've just forwarded it through, so it's going to pop up any second. But we've got our goalkeeper. We've gone for Wojciech Szczesny. For those who missed it, the options were Szczesny, Cech, Leno, Almunia. A few players saying some others. I've just been told I'm missing a player. Yes, Aubameyang is in there. There we go. In defence, we've gone for Bakary Sagna, Kolo Touré, Laurent Koscielny, and Monreal. In midfield, a little imbalanced. We've gone for Fabregas, Ramsey, and Cazorla as a 3.
Yep. Yeah, there's a lot of imbalance there, but we haven't been blessed with defensive mid since we've moved into the Emirates. So
you know what, Fabregas can do the Jorginho, and then Ramsey box to box, and Cazorla a bit more. We go, lovely, perfect.
And we're 3-0 down by 30 minutes.
But we'll look good on the ball though. And then Aubameyang on the left, Sanchez on the right, and Van Persie up front. That's just have a little good look at this. That's it's all right. If only they played together at some point.
Like if you look at that squad once, you might think wow, but if you look at it again, it's like misfits as well. Because one moment I look at it, I see Van Persie, Sanchez, Cazorla. Then I look away and I look at it again, and it's Koscielny, Szczesny, and it's just
Well, if it teaches me anything, it actually kind of almost sums up exactly what Arsenal have been for the last 15 years, which is, you know, Fabregas, Cazorla, Sanchez, Ozil, Hleb, Rosicky, like beautiful players. And we couldn't fit in one holding midfielder that absolutely... Like, Thomas, if we did this in a year, Thomas Partey makes that team because he's by default the best holding midfielder we've had.
He makes a debate because of that, but he wouldn't make the team yet.
Do you not think?
No, because again, Fabregas and Ramsey, we picked them because Ramsey's had moments that's won us stuff and Fabregas is Fabregas.
Yeah.
I don't think another year for Partey adds... If we was to do something in that year... Then maybe, but he'd be in the debate because he is by far the best DM we've had since. Or not, he isn't even a DM, but he's a guy that can do multiple roles, whether that's allowed his body to express himself or whether he's the one allowed to express himself.
But if I sent you into the multiverse and I said, here's a world in which all these players are available at once and you're about to go play whoever, Spurs, in the cup final, I'd be picking Partey over Ramsey for that team for that game.
You need balance, innit?
Yeah.
You need some sort of, you need to be sensible.
Yeah.
And being sensible, you need to add a Partey, a Song, a Flamini into that instead of Ramsey. Because Fabregas, Cazorla, I'm not taking them out.
Fair enough. All right, guys. Well, that's it. Let me just go to the live chat, see what people are saying. GXD Graphics says he's had Leno over Szczesny. Stan Kroenke, hello Stan, spend some money. Saying he'd have Ober over Nasri. He'd have Nasri over Aubameyang. Won a CFA Cup and, you know, scored a load of goals. But Nasri was talented anyway, we discussed all that. Few people talking about Ozil. D7 says Giroud had a better Arsenal career than Aubameyang. Not for me. Some people are asking about Wilshere, Denilson. Oh, all right, guys. I think that's it. I mean, I don't know. Zefun says you people really put Monreal in there. I mean, yeah, fair enough. I mean, he won the poll. Actually, to be fair, that we left that very much to the poll.
Yeah, that won the poll.
And we were arguing for Clichy and Tierney as well.
I picked Monreal as well. Like I said, listen, Monreal has been our most efficient left back of the Emirates era up until Kieran Tierney. And Kieran Tierney's injuries in the first year allowed, you know, that we can allow that inconsistency, but this year consistent, hopefully stays like that, and he probably will be our best left back of the Emirates era.
Yeah.
But Monreal pips Clichy for me.
Well, there we go. All right, guys. Been a lot of fun. bit of a mystery at times, but we've had some fun with it.
Who are you picking as manager? Wenger, Emery, Arteta?
Do you remember that little stint Steve Bold had for a game?
Or Ljungberg?
Nah, do you know what? Stuyvenberg, for that performance against City. Albert Stuyvenberg, manager of the Emirates era.
Nah, Wenger gets that. Because if you have a Wenger telling that team, just go out and do what you do, that team...
Arsenal wins on everything. Legacy, football, 3 FA Cups, everything. He's, you know, and I know he's had
all of that.
way longer. But, you know, we obviously want to look back and say that Arteta or whoever is because we want to be able to say that they were the ones that brought in they brought the Premier League to the Emirates. And the day we win, and it is going to happen, the day we win, you know, a Champions League, a Premier League, or whatever, and everyone in the comments saying you're dreaming, but the day that happens, the Emirates will start to feel like home and like start to feel like a place where we're not talking about it and going, oh, these players.
Have you watched Only Fools and Horses?
Oh, I've heard about it.
So basically, Delboy, the main character from that, he always used to say, this time next year I'm going to be a millionaire.
Yeah,
and every next year will come, and he's saying the same thing. So I think you're going to be saying that for a little while, mate.
Someone's
in 10 years, you're going to have footage of James over the 10 years saying, we're going to win it. We're going to win it.
Yeah.
As you get older, a little gruffier.
A little bit, yeah. It's coming.
It's coming.
Or I'll be sat here with a replica trophy and Stan Kroenke's tattoo on my arm.
Yeah. I ain't doing no videos of you then.
Oh,
you and Julian can just do what
we
you
leave
do.
it there. Garvin says, what about Lundberg? Look, just to reiterate, guys, what the rules are. For anyone who's just jumped in, we are ending the stream now. They had to have played at the Emirates for 2 years or more. Not just for the club, actually at the Emirates. And what was the other rule? I can't remember. Anyway. That's pretty much it, guys. Thank you for voting in the comment section. Really enjoyed it. Had a lot of fun. It's just a bit of fun content, guys. We'll be back from tomorrow with a super fan debate. We've got a really good one coming out about the race for top four.
Yep.
We've had a Spurs, United and West Ham fan in, so look forward to that coming out tomorrow. What else we got? I'm saying James has jinxed it. Sorry. And yeah, more content throughout the week. I think, a little spoiler, we might be at Wolves filming a bit of fun content this week, so look out for everything coming out there. All right, guys, we've had some fun. Thanks for joining. We will see you later this week.
Peace.